So let's go ahead. We already went and did our endurance type workout of the day. Now let's get into some actual acrobatic type stuff and some heavy lifting. So we're going to start off with event 4 being the handstand walk. We saw this last year where they had to do it for distance for the most part. This one is all about speed. So we have a 250-foot handstand walk. They have a 3-minute time cap to do this, and they want to try and make it and finish it as fast as they can. That's how you're going to get the points here. And right after that, you have a minute and 40 seconds break as we shuffle from the handstand walk into the 1-rep max snatch. We'll do a kind of a conga style where each lifter will have 2 20-second windows to get whatever their 1-rep max is. It's going to be exciting with these big kids.
Here are your lane assignments for events number 4 and 5. Keep an eye on those center lanes, 4, 5, and 6. Those gentlemen are the ones to watch in this event. And especially that man, Matt Chan, in event number 5, that snatch. He has one of the heaviest snatches on record out of all 10 competitors in this heat.
And I think Matt Chan has had such an amazing day so far. With that last big, ugly chipper, he was actually able to move himself up into 9th place. So he's inching his way up to that top 5 position. And what a story that would be if he could get in there.
The time to beat on event number 4, this handstand walk, 1 minute and 47 seconds, set by Justin Murphy. That's here for the South Regional. The event record was established by Alex Smith, 1 minute 32 seconds in the Atlantic Regional. And Lance Castle in lane 3 cruised through 125 feet of the 250 feet he needs to walk on his hands. He did that, Bill, in like 45 seconds. He covered half of the distance.
And we talked earlier about the fact that we did the handstand walk last year at regionals. It was more about technique and not allowing yourself to come down. So we're checking actual accuracy there. This is accuracy and speed. Now we need to stay up and get as fast as we possibly can. You're going to see some kind of ugly-looking handstands, but the feet are going to be all over the place. But it's all about that forward momentum and what athlete's going to be able to stay up and go as fast as possible.
Lance Castle needs this event. With event number 3, he slid from 15th down to 27th place in the overall standings. So if he can do well here, he could gain a couple spots and get back up the leaderboard. The time to beat here at the South Regional, Justin Murphy owns that. 1 minute and 47 seconds is all it took him to cover 250 feet on his hands. Lance Castle will beat that time.
And not only are we having to go for distance, you see that they're actually having to go from a hard surface to a matted surface, which is raised up about an inch or so, back to a hard surface again. So it's really testing their ability under fatigue with this handstand walk. And what's really interesting is how we load up this and then go into the snatch. We just crushed the midline stability and whatever core power that we had on the GHCs in the earlier event. This right here is our shoulder stability. We're fatiguing that out, and then we need to see how heavy we can get. It's going to get interesting into this next event.
We have 40 seconds left until the time cap. There's Matt Chan. He's within 5 feet of that finish line. He crosses the finish line. The judge is saying he did not make it, so he's got to go back 10 feet. Still has time on the clock until that time expires. There, now he's got it and can cross the finish line. 2 minutes and 43 seconds for Matt Chan. Now the next event coming up for Matt is one that's definitely in his wheelhouse. That's that Olympic movement, that snatch.
And he knows that. So he knows he wants to go big. This was about, I don't want to say damage control, but he wanted to do decent here. He needs to lift big in that next event.
There's your 3-minute time cap. Now, they will now have a short time to turn around and get mentally prepared for an entirely different event.
So they have a minute and 40 seconds, and what happens in that minute and 40 seconds is, one, they're going to switch their shoes if they need to. They're going to put belts on if they need to. They're going to get to their location in their lane, and we're going to see them kind of scattered along the floor here. They are allowed to set their weights, whatever they want to lift for that first lift, and you may even see a couple of the athletes taking a couple practice runs, just getting their body used to lifting and getting into that motion again. The snatch is a very technical movement, and when most people are lifting, they're gonna work up and take a couple practice runs, even if it's in an Olympic lifting competition. You're literally lifting and working out before you go up and do your one lift. These guys don't have that option, so we're gonna see a couple practice runs.
They have 2 20-second windows in which to try to establish the heaviest lift that they can. The heaviest lift so far here at the South Regional 251 pounds set by several athletes in the second heat.
And this is a tough thing right here. It's a mental game. 2 20-second windows is not a lot of time. You want to go big, but how big are you going to go in that first 20 seconds? You want to get something on the books, but you don't want to go too light, because if you make too big of a jump, then that first lift is really almost, might as well be zero. Be a 0 or 205 pounds with these guys in this size. It really doesn't matter. So you want to go conservative. I think we'll see the top end guys are going to be going about 80% of their 1 rep max is probably what we'll see.
First two athletes, lane number 10 on the far right, Bryce Chilton, Will Trujillo in lane number 8 with the blue knee sleeves on the left. Neither athlete making their first lift.
3, 2, 1, lift.
Now these athletes are going to have to actually stand up with the weight before the announcer says lift, which would denote that the next person would be lifting.
Dusty Flores and Logan Collins both standing up with their opening lift. This is Christian Lucero, starting with 226 pounds. On the left is Zach Forrest. He's opening up with 227 pounds. Zach not able to get it. Neither is Christian. Christian makes good on his second attempt at 226 pounds. Zach Forrest makes good on his opening attempt at 227 pounds. Matt Chan, the one without the shirt.
And we know he can get that. He had it easily up high enough. It was just a matter of kind of settling down and just being a little bit more patient. This is where it gets tough. If you miss your first lift or two, you're stressed to get that next lift. You start rushing. And with the snatch and in these Olympic lifts, you cannot rush it. It's an explosive but cautious movement.
Lance Castle, who did so well on event number 4, that handstand walk, he's able to stand up with 227 pounds.
3, 2, 1.
Bryce Chilton. He needs to get this. This will be his first successful lift.
Nice settle. You can see how nervous he is about that.
Yeah, same with Will Trujillo. Now they at least have one in the bank. It doesn't look like they're going to make a second attempt in that 20-second window. Next up, Dusty Flores on the right. Logan Collins on the left. Dusty makes his lift 247 pounds. So right now, that's the heaviest lift of this heat, 247 pounds. Logan not getting his second attempt. Christian Lucero on the right. Zach Forrest on the left. Zach at 247 pounds.
Oh, wow.
He'll stand up with it. Christian Lucero stands up with his weight. Both athletes making good on their second attempt. Matt Chang gets 245.
There we go.
There he goes.
Now he almost went for the little 2-pound weight so he can get the same weight that Zach Forrest did, but he didn't want to push himself. He didn't want to rush it. Didn't want a chance. You can tell he's a little upset about that, but I still think that was a good move to stick with the 245.
Yeah, and Chad Cole made good on his second attempt. This is Lance Castle. He got 227 successfully, jumps up to 245. We'll see if he can match Matt Chan. Not able to do so.
2, 1.
CrossFitters love to see heavy lifts go up. And the heaviest lift in